Hi, I am Rashani DeBell, and you are learning algebra. Hi everyone, welcome back. In part 1 of our lesson on solving linear system using substitution, I left you with a problem to work on your own. Let us now check your work. In this equation, we are asked to solve the linear system 4x plus 2y equals 10 and 7x minus y equals 12. Our first step is to isolate the variable from one of the two equations. Looking at both of my equations, I can see that the second equation has a variable that I can easily isolate. I'm going to isolate the y in this equation too. So step 1, isolate y, and if it helps, I'm going to write it as a negative 1y equals 12. Start by subtracting 7x on both sides. I now have negative 1y equals negative 7x plus 12. Never want to have a negative variable in isolation, so we're going to make it positive by dividing every term by negative 1. And I get y is equal to positive 7x minus 12. Step 2 is to substitute the expression from step 1 into the other equation and solve for the other variable. So what I'm going to do is take this first equation, 4x plus 2, and where y goes, I am going to replace it with the equation 7x minus 12 and solve for x. Start by distributing. I get 4x plus 14x minus 24 equals 10. Combine my like terms, so I got 18x minus 24 equals 10. Isolate the 18x by adding 24 on both sides, which gives me 18x equals 34. Solve for x by dividing every term by 18, and what you end up with is a fraction that cannot be simplified, so its decimal equivalent is approximately 1.89. Now that I know my value for x, I'm going to take this value and substitute it into this revised equation and solve for y. So step 3, y is equal to, take our value for x, and where x goes, we are going to replace it with 1.89 and solve for y. So I've got 7 times 1.89, which is 13.22, minus 12 gives me approximately 1.22, and this is my value for y. So my solution, it seems, is x equals 1.89 and y equals 1.22. In order to verify that this is a solution, I need to check with both equations and make sure that this solution works for both equations in our system. Starting with the first one, I got 4 times, that's where x is going to go, plus 2 times the y value, 1.89 for x, and 2 is 1.22, and I'm going to solve this and see if it gives me 10. 4 times 1.89 is 7.56. 2 times positive 1.22 is 2.44. And when you add this, this actually ends up equaling 10. Let's check our second equation. 7 times x minus 1 times y equals 12. Going to replace x with 1.89 and y with 1.22 and simplify. 7 times 1.89 is 13.23. Negative 1 times 1.22 is negative 1.22. When I simplify this, I get 12.01, which is approximately equal to 12. Now, we are not going to always get perfect numbers when we check solutions that have decimal values. Because this is an approximation, as long as our checks are as close to the original value as possible, within a few decimals away from the original value, then we can say that this solution of 1.89 and 1.22 is a solution to this given system. And that's how we solve a system of equations using substitution. Thanks for watching.